we made an announcement earlier this year that BAFT, which was founded in 1921 by 10 Midwestern U.S. companies, but became part of the American Bankers Association in 2002, was going to separate from the ABA and become independent again, effective September 1st. What do you think this will mean for the strategy of BAFT and the future of BAFT?
BAFT is, I think some things will remain core and unchanged, right? There are 4 pillars that we focus usually on. Thought leadership and promoting best practices, advocacy, education, and building the community. These core 4 pillars will remain areas on which BAFT will be focused and anchored on. We have been, over the last couple of years, also under the leadership of Michelle, trying to look at revenue diversification, to look at other sources of revenue for BAFT so that we can expand and create a financial buffer so as to serve the needs of our membership better. The part that we think we are going to have to work on more actively is local and regional partnerships, right? We have talked about it. Today we are a subsidiary of ABA. Tomorrow we should be looking at local outreach and partnerships in multiple jurisdictions so as to be relevant for our membership in respective geographies. And we will get a chance to reset and review these periodically. Any event, every 3 to 5 years, we reset strategy, we relook at our goals and objectives, and that effort will, once the dust settles from these one-time efforts, we will have the bandwidth to reassess down the line what we need to do.
Yeah, good. Excellent.
So maybe I'll take a shot at asking you a few questions, I thought.
Sure.
What does this mean for the operations of BAFT?
So one thing I want everyone to know, and I've had a couple people ask me this, is to make clear, is that our expectation is to make this separation seamless to all of you. So the BAFT staff that you know and love and talk to on a fairly regular basis will still be the same staff. The phone numbers may change, but it will still be the same voice on the other end of the phone. Our committees, our councils, our working groups that are working on all of the issues that I alluded to earlier, we're going to continue to work on those issues, and we're going to try to stay laser focused on this. One of the things I'm extremely proud of is that over the past 2 years, with all the work that's been going on, that the amount of work we've been able to accomplish on behalf of you all, vis-a-vis the advocacy, vis-a-vis the white papers, has continued, and not only continued, but has actually accelerated. And so we're going to expect that that will continue and that will not change. Our international headquarters will remain in Washington, D.C. What some of you may not realize is that all of the BAFT staff for the past 2 years have been working remotely. So we will continue to work remotely. That allows us to be nimble. It allows us to have personnel that are based in a variety of regions without being tied and tethered to Washington, D.C. We do have some regional part-time support in Asia and in Europe, and we're hoping to be able to add some additional support in the MENA region. But for all practical purposes, we want to make this seamless to you. And I think the elephant question in the room would be, no, we don't expect any of your membership dues to change as a result of this separation.
Perfect. And so membership dues won't change. What will change for the members?
Yeah. So I mentioned some of the basic things like phone numbers will change, our address will change, and things of that nature. Now, we are currently running on all of the infrastructure provided by the American Bankers Association. So we have to unhook from that infrastructure. That means all of our HR systems, all of our finance and accounting systems, all of our IT, all of our billing systems, our customer information systems, all of that information and data has to be moved. So we went through an extensive process, and not just the data, but the support of those systems. So we went through an extensive process to find a partner who could take on all of those infrastructure functions that the ABA was providing us. And ironically, they're housed right next door in the National Press Building. If you went out front of the hotel and turned right, before you got to the corner, you would pass by the new BAFT office. So over the next 2 months, we're going to be moving all of that information. We'll be testing all of that information. And what it means is that some of the look and feel of things like the bills that you get from us will change. Some of the contract looks for sponsorships and things like that will change. Some of the interactions that you have with our website and the technology may in fact change. But largely from a functional point of view, we expect, again, this to be seamless.
Excellent. And what actions, if any, do you expect members to take?
So here's the big thing, and this is my big ask of all of you, and I'm sure you can recognize this, is that our moving out from under the ABA, our establishment of a new account for which you'll be paying your membership dues and sponsorships and so forth, we're going to need to set up new bank accounts and all of the rest of that. That's likely going to trigger, in some of your organizations, a need for BAFT to be re-onboarded in your organizations. And that can be, as all of you know, a somewhat lengthy and complicated and long process. So what I really am asking of all of you is to help us through that process. Help us navigate through that in a way where your organizations can understand we're still the same 104-year-old association that you've been a part of, that certain relationships with the ABA are changing. And if you can help us to kind of front load or advance any of the expectations that your organizations are going to ask from BAFT in that re-onboarding process, to just really help us through it, because we don't want that to become a disruption to you being able to access your member benefits or engage with us. The other thing that I want to prep you for, and I mentioned some of the systems will change. So it is possible that your engagement and interaction through our website and other systems may require you to reestablish sign-on passwords and things like that, but we're hoping that that's not going to be a heavy lift. And other than that, I'm just going to make the same ask that I always do, which is please just stay absolutely engaged with BAFT so that we can hear from you if anything is not working the way that you expect it to work, or if you're running into problems, let us know so that we can be responsive and try to address it.